See, what's going on this weekend is a miscarriage of justice. What's taking place, y'all hit the like button. What's taking place is a way to try to make Shedeur look bad. And people gonna say I'm crazy. And all the pundits gonna think I'm nuts. See, but what we do, we just throw you out here in the fire. All of a sudden, Big Baby Jesus Daddy cleared the way for Shedeur to shine. People think it was an accident. Something just went wrong. You just don't hurt yourself walking out of practice, such as Kenny Pickett did. You just don't come up with a same mysterious injury as Kenny Pickett like Dylan Gabriel has. You know, all of a sudden them hamstrings tighten up out of nowhere about a week before this game was supposed to take place. They call it, it's just the game. It's just Big Baby Jesus Daddy. It's just God. I told you not to play with God's children. But see, they didn't put Shedeur in an unfamiliar place. This is normal for him. Defeating the odds, doing what everybody thought I couldn't do, making something out of nothing. It's exactly what he gonna do. Everything he's always done. He did it in Jackson. He did it in Colorado. Now he got to do it in Cleveland. The man told you, if you don't want somebody that'll change your franchise, if you don't want somebody that'll change your culture, then don't draft me. Because I'm that boy. God got me. They told me don't go to them projects, but God said get your behind over there and play with them people and help them people out. Don't worry about no danger. I got you. See, but when your faith is strong, when you hear that little voice telling you don't do it, when you hear that little voice telling you go ahead, knock it out, they call it intuition. You better hear that man talking to you. Because what that song say, God trying to tell you something. Yeah, him. That ain't the wind knocking at your door. When people say, I just felt it in my bones. No, you didn't. You heard the voice of God tell you, hey, don't do that, stupid. But see, when you keep playing with God's children, when Shedeur get out there and show out Friday night, Terry, what that, man? When Shedeur get out there and show out Friday night, when he go out there and throw for 265 and 2 tugs in the first half alone, what they gonna do then? See, because all they've done is made him better. Because they talk about what he did in Colorado. They say, well, we hope he don't do what he did in Colorado. In Colorado, he was that man. He was that boy. He had to do what he did in Colorado. He took too many sacks. He tried to extend too many plays. Who else was going to extend the plays? They ain't had no running game. It was Shedeur, Travis, or bust. Jimmy and LeJounte. Will Shepherd on the left side. Catch him going deep. Back of the end zone, back pylon, got him. But see, when you do what you've always done, you're not uncomfortable. See, a lot of people on the internet talking like this is an uncomfortable position for him. But it's not, because this is what he's done since day one. It's all he's done. It's play with a bad O-line, underrated receivers, but all of those underrated receivers are in the NFL right now. He finna play against one Friday. He finna play against one Friday. This one right here. He finna play against one Friday. His boy. South Florida. So you want to give a man the same hand he's always been dealt, and he always wins with that hand. Are you crazy? That's why when they talking all this trash about how is he going to do it, I ain't worried. Because he going to do what he's always been doing. I ain't mad at him. Because you can't trip him up. You can't bother God's children. Because there's no failing. He won't let you. Every road you travel, safe. Every door you enter, easily opened. But these pundits, they don't see it. But they don't like getting Gabriel either.
Earl, your thoughts on Dillon Gabriel?
He's not good. He's not an NFL quarterback, not right now. Jeez. And the fact they keep running him out there for first team reps, and part of it I get because Kenny Pickett's banged up with a hamstring injury, so there's not a lot he can do. But this goes back. They have been putting him out there first with the 11-on-11 going back to the offseason program. They're cramming this guy down our throats, and it's not good. It's not a height thing. It's not personal. I mean, he's rolling out, and he can't hit guys that are wide open. He is not all that great at times during the warm-up periods. He's pretty good during 7-on-7 when there's no offensive and defensive lines, but he's just not a good quarterback. And he's a third-round pick. And I talked extensively yesterday, as you mentioned, on my show with Nick Padone. The problem that I have right now is that the Browns are forcing me to look at a third-round pick who has no business being in contention to start a football game this year. They're forcing me to evaluate him like he is a first-round pick and like he is a starting quarterback in the NFL. And that's not fair to Dillon. You're putting that kid in a really, really bad spot. Dillon Gabriel should be a developmental player, just like you have, as an organization, made the decision to have shedeursanders be a developmental player. But giving him first-team reps on a consistent basis is ridiculous. He is not a starting quarterback. Not yet. Maybe someday he'll develop into Colt McCoy and be one of those, guys that can bounce around the league and be a backup or whatever. But, I mean, it's just god-awful when he's on the field. It's not good. And, at times I feel like he brings the practice to a screeching halt when he's doing the 11-on-11 because the ball doesn't move.
Oh, really? That sounds like what Snack said, don't it? He ain't that good. Dillon Gabriel is too small. He's not athletic enough to play in the NFL. College is fine because in college you got different players with different skill sets. Some are good and some just don't need to play football. But in this big boy league, they call the NFL. Them the 1%ers. All of them can play football. Yes, some still better than others. But there are no Rudy Poots. All them on the practice team. But Dylan Gabriel is not a quarterback for the NFL. They keep trying to tell us that Dylan Gabriel is so good because he played for so long and won so many games. He's played in all of those different offensive systems. To be truthful, Dylan Gabriel only played in 2 different offensive systems. But he went to 3 schools, Snacks. Yeah, he did. But he still only played in 2 different offensive schemes. Because his offensive coordinator from UCF was the same offensive coordinator he had at Oklahoma. See, that's what happens when you don't know ball and you listen to people just talking. These reporters just talking and they don't know ball. Dylan Gabriel only had 2 offensive coordinators. Because when the offensive coordinator left from UCF and went to Oklahoma, guess who went with him? He went to Oklahoma with him. Played in that offensive system. Then he went to Oregon. That sounds like 2 different offenses to me. Not the 4, 5, 6 they've been talking about. See, but if you know football, and if you follow the players, but it only takes a Google search if you want to find it for real. Y'all can Google it if you want to while y'all sitting there watching me. If you think I'm lying. Just ask Google or ask Siri, because a lot of y'all iPhone users, I don't know why. That's just crazy, but ask Siri. Siri, who was Dylan Gabriel's offensive coordinator at UCF? Who was Dylan Gabriel's offensive coordinator at Oklahoma? And who was his offensive coordinator at Oregon? You're going to get 2 names. That's all you're going to get. But meanwhile, Shedeur had 4 different offensive coordinators. Every year he had a different one. Hell, he had 2 in 1 year. The first year at Colorado. So what are we doing? But when comparing apples to apples, it don't matter. But I'm telling you, these people are fed up with Dylan Gabriel getting all that work.
100% of Browns fans have to be pumped about this, and here's why. There are factions, without a doubt. It's a 4-way quarterback competition, allegedly. And I don't know. What do you think? What would you say the percentages of people that like Shedeur-Sanders think he has a chance and the percentage of people that don't? What would you say that split is? I don't know.
People who don't like Shedeur-Sanders say he has a chance of what?
Don't understand why we took him, that, hey, eventually he'll be exposed. He fell all the way to the 5th round. We got other guys ahead of him. We've certainly talked to those people. I don't know what the percentage is. But either way, if you add it all up of the people that don't like him and hate him and do like him, it's 100%. 100% of people should be pumped up because you're going to try to win an argument or you are going to be eviscerated in your argument, at least in the first half,
but
right? On Friday night.
I'm going to split hairs, and this is going to be a little bit annoying. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you whatsoever. I do think there's a difference between curious and excited. I'm excited. All right, I'm excited. I would love to see him go out there, and this is where you do count completions and incompletions and everything. I'd love to see him go out there and go 8 for 8 in the first half or 8 for 9 in the first half with 98 yards. Maybe a touchdown, but maybe I'm asking too much of the offense in a preseason game. We'll see.
You are.
I'd love to do that because I'd love to have the conversation about him. This year, to me, is as wide open as it gets. So I'd love to have that conversation about him. But I think there are plenty of people, and they get in my timeline every day, and then they get in the phones. I think there's plenty of people who do not like him, they're tired of the roller coaster at quarterbacks. I think this goes all the way back to Johnny with these folks. No matter it's not fair, but it's the truth. And I think that they're upset by this. They want this situation to go away. But you can't tell me you ain't gonna be there on Friday night at 7:00. Just see.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be there. Hands down. We will be there. Because we know he gonna ball out. We know what he gonna do. See, that's why we just sitting back chilling. We ain't on the internet throwing no fit. We not on Facebook acting crazy. We are not doing nothing. We just watching. We chilling. Because come Friday, when they roll it out and the crowd is quieted down and kickoffs have taken place and Shedeur lines up on the center after that first snap and hand it off and get that first run out the way. And on that second snap, when he take that 3-step drop and just dump it off to the right side for a quick screen to get comfortable. Then we gonna kick our feet up. Because that's when it's game time. Because after those first 2-3 plays, he comfortable. He comfortable with that speed. Then it's showtime. See, because y'all, they've been watching Shedeur in practice. You know, he been doing his thing. He been throwing a little touch pass here, dump off there, hit one across the middle, hit one deep. But when the lights are on, when the fans are cheering, when 2, 3, 5, 20 million people are watching him worldwide, y'all gonna get something. And when he finally throw that touchdown, and when he put that wrist up, I'm gonna need everybody to screenshot that thing. Because we gonna pump it all over Twitter and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube. Because that's gonna be the shot. Sent around the world. Because they still expecting him not to do his job. But I keep telling you, you keep playing with God's children. You keep playing with children with favor. God told y'all in Exodus, you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name. That's Exodus 33:17, when he was talking to Moses. When he told him, you the leader here in Israel. Don't worry about it. When you have found favor in my sight, and I know you by name, shedeursanders, I got you. Don't even worry about it. I told y'all to quit playing with God's children. That boy got favor. They think it's a game. No, my friend. This is not the game. This is not the person you play with. Bumbleclaw. No. They better learn how to chill out. Because they think they're doing something. When they really ain't doing nothing. They keep trying to throw spaghetti against the wall to see if it sticks.